plumbing mistakes you're making in your home costing you money. I'm gonna talk about my top 13 mistakes that are costing you money, so let's jump in so you quit making mistakes today. This video is sponsored by Leak Pro. Go check out leak-pro.com. Ignoring small leaks. Now, small leaks can add up to a big deal. If you've got a faucet that's doing the little drip, 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 think about it. These small drips can add up to thousands of dollars a year, and that's something you don't want to pay for. That's literally putting your money right down the drain. Now, you could also have a small leak under your house. Go out and check your water meter every now and then, see if it's turning with nothing running. That can cost you thousands and lead to other problems. Chemical drain cleaners can kill your pipes. We've done a video where we literally put different pipes in different jars of drain cleaners, and I've got to tell you, it's not good for all of them. Avoid the chemical pipes. If you've got a lavatory or kitchen draining slow, put a pan under it. Clean the P-trap out. That could be your biggest problem. Now, if you realize that's really not the problem, look in the pipes themselves. Do they need to be cleaned out? And if that's not it and you really need to call a plumber, go ahead and call a plumber. It may be worth it to save your plumbing system. Are you using the wrong materials on your plumbing pipes? Are you using saddle clamps for your ice maker line? Are you using the accordion type drain pipe? That's not good. Here's what happens. Number one, the saddle valves, they tend to leak a lot. The accordion drain pipe, you'll get stuff clogged up in there that is going to lead to problems and can really start making your house smell bad, no matter how clean you think you're getting it. So using the right things on your plumbing systems, if you're working on it yourself, can lead to doing things right. If you're using the wrong things, it can cost you a ton of money by causing damages. Not installing water-saving devices can cost you a lot of money too. If you're a DIYer and you are changing out a toilet, I truly recommend going a ultra-high efficiency. The more money you can save every time you flush is huge. If you've got one of those old toilets that every time you flush it, you may be using twice as much water as the new current toilets do. So I highly recommend when you are changing your shower heads, your toilets, your lavatory faucets, look at the aerators, look at the flow per minute, and get something that's gonna save you money. Flushing the wrong things down the toilet. Now, if you think that's not costing you money, you must not have ever had to call a plumber. Here's the deal. Flushing the right things down the toilet, you know, the 4 Ps. Pee, poop, puke, and paper. Well, okay, I throw in a fifth one. I like the flushable wipes from Cottonelle. Do not flush baby wipes though. And don't just throw drugs and things like that down the toilet. It's not good for the public water system. But flushing the wrong thing down the toilet can lead to clogs in your main, in your toilet, or maybe in one of the branch lines underneath. Anyway, if you flush the right things down the toilet, you're never gonna have a problem. Not preparing for winter can cost you a fortune. Here in North Texas, it seriously froze 2 years ago, harder than it ever has. And most people were not prepared. They had lines in their attic that were not insulated. They had cabinet doors that were left shut and it froze up under the cabinets. We spent so much time and had so many plumbers come in from out of town trying to get rich making plumbing repairs. Help yourself out, prepare for winter. If you have a cabinet on an exterior wall, open the doors and let the heat get in there. If you have plumbing on an exterior wall, can you let it drip to keep it from freezing? Are you misusing your garbage disposal? Are you trying to put in too many things, too much, all at the same time, or just put in the wrong things? Garbage disposals are not just like a laser incinerator that dissolves everything in it. There are actually things that you shouldn't put in it and some that you should. Now, different manufacturers have different recommendations. Look at what brand garbage disposal you have and check out some of my videos, see the problems that we've had from putting the wrong things in. As long as you're putting in the right things and rinsing your plate and throwing scraps in the trash like you should, chances are you'll never have a problem. Neglecting appliance maintenance. Is this something you're doing? Because if so, man, I can save you a lot of money here. If you have a water heater that is under, say, 3 or 4 years right now, and you haven't flushed it, get started immediately. Flushing your water heater annually like you should helps keep the calcium and magnesium that builds up in the bottom out of your system. Now what this does, it makes your water heater last longer. How long? I've seen some water heaters last twice as long just by doing annual flushings. And if you have a tankless, you should be flushing it every year from the very beginning. Are you using the wrong tools to fix your plumbing? Here's the deal. If you're not using the right tools, chances are you could break something, you could over tighten something. Make sure that you have a tool bag around your house. Make sure it's handy and convenient and you know how to get to it. One of the most important things to have in there is a valve to shut the water off. If you don't know how to shut the water off at your house, it's something you should learn to do before you ever start working on your plumbing system. But having the right tools, wrenches, crescent wrenches, adjustable wrenches, pliers, screwdrivers, things like that, that's gonna save you a ton of money. Over tightening. Now, I talked about that a minute ago, but are you over tightening if you're working on your own plumbing? If you've got little plastic nuts that either go to the supply line under your toilet or under your kitchen sink or your lavatories, don't over tighten those. Really just get those hand tight and then maybe crank them a quarter of a turn. Check it to see if it leaks. If it doesn't leak, you don't need to get it super tight. Now the little metal nuts too, if you've got a crescent wrench on there, do not feel like you just need to over tighten it until you can't pull it anymore. Just tighten it up till it's good and snug. Tighten it up about another quarter turn, crank the water on slowly and see what that does. If you don't have a leak, you should be fine. Are you servicing your valve? Do you even know what that means? You've got a valve going into your water heater. You need to service that valve, man, at least about every 6 months. Close it, open it, close it, open it, close it, open it. Service it a few times. If you've got a valve coming into your house, whether it be a gate valve, a globe valve, a ball valve, whatever is there, about every 6 months again, cycle those valves. What happens if you don't is the insides will build up with calcium and magnesium. Then if you ever call a plumber or you need to turn it off in an emergency, the valve will freeze up and won't turn. I highly recommend servicing your valves often. Now this is one of my personal favorites. Do you have a bidet toilet seat at home? And why am I mentioning that right now? Well, if you don't, I think you're kind of crazy, but you know, it is what it is. This is the United States. We don't believe in them. But if you were out working in the yard and put your hand down and poop, would you just wipe it off with paper and then be okay? And then maybe, I don't know, go eat a burger or pizza or something? Okay, probably not. Having a bidet toilet seat is not only going to be comfort and feel good for you, but it's also going to save you money. I probably use 25% of the paper that I used to because now I just use the paper to dry off. Not shutting the water off during plumbing repairs is crazy. Look, I'm a plumber. If I'm working on something and there's any possibility that it could break, it could leak, or it could flood, I turn off the water anyway. Here's why. It doesn't take but a minute to go out and turn that water off and then come in, make the repairs. And hopefully I've got somebody helping me. So when I do go turn the water back on, I can have somebody sitting there looking at it. That way, if anything blows apart, I get a call immediately. Now, it doesn't always happen that way, and you hope it never happens, but I have seen it happen. Make sure you know how to turn the water off. Make sure you turn it off anytime you're making plumbing repairs. And when you get ready to turn it on, make sure you got a spotter there just watching, just in case you did something wrong. Remember, this video was sponsored by Leak Pro. We think Leak Pro is the very best leak detection equipment for your water lines for plumbers. If you're a plumber or plumbing company owner and you're not doing leak detection, check into Leak Pro. You can learn more about growing your business, growing your bottom line by adding this tool and training to your services. Go check out www.leak-pro.com. Okay, for just general tips and tricks, guys, I've covered some good stuff here. Make sure you have a tool bag around the house. Make sure you and every member of your family know how to turn the water off. That is such a big deal. And a lot of homeowners don't know how to do that. Make sure your wife, your children, your husband, whoever, your girlfriend or boyfriend, if they live with you, make sure anybody living in the house knows how to turn the water off. Why is that important? When I was in the 3rd grade, I remember coming home from school, stepping down in the conversion living room that used to be a garage. Man, there were like 4 inches of water. I thought it was amazing. But when I called my mama, she said, turn the water off. Well, I didn't know how. Anyway, make sure everybody in your house knows how to turn the water off. That could save you thousands. Guys, I hope you got some great information out of this video. I've had so much fun talking about all this because this is what I believe in. Saving you money and teaching you how to do it all by yourself. If you're new here, you've never been here before, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. If you're an old-time viewer, man, thank you for being back. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Now, if you enjoyed this video, check out these other ones. I really think you'll enjoy them.